Hello, my name is Sheldon here. Welcome back to another episode of Ethiopia in Victoria 3. And in previous episode, we managed to finally forge up our kingdom here. Oh, well, I suppose we've been in Ethiopia for a while already, but we managed to also get a coastal access finally, which is going to be quite nice, although we don't have a lot of workforce here yet. We're going to combine all of this into just one state here. That's going to allow us to get some population. Let's actually have a look. So there's 320,000 there, 335,000, or 365,000, sorry. And 91,000 over here. So we can get a decent population, and it's going to be increasing the infrastructure that we get a decent bit. We could start incorporating this already, of course. Don't know if yeah, it's going to be taking 5 years, so it's going to take quite a while. But I think I will start doing that. Of course, once we start conquering more, then it's potentially going to make it more expensive. And monthly price report. What happened there? Tobacco price going down, paper price is going up, so we might have a bit of a deficit in production there. Tool price is going down, and furniture going up, dye price is basically zero again. Meat price is going down. Alright. Well, that is good to know. Let's actually have a look at the rural stuff. So, meat price is so low that we don't actually want to increase that. Logging camps have already been upgraded. There's a lot of subsistence farms and orchards that we can't really do much about. And livestock... Oh, right. There's two sort of millet farms. There's some fig orchards, and we could... Well, I mean, suppose having some fruit production doesn't hurt. Who uses fruits anyway? I only got 9 production, that's not a lot. It's, basic food. Pops well 1 to 29, and luxury food from 20 to 99. Okay, so it can be good. I suppose it might reduce the buy orders for the grain, and we've still got a massive amount of buy orders in there. That's just basic foods for 1 to 29. So they share the basic food category there. Alright. But there's not that much demand for it yet. Let's have a look at the military situation right now. So we've got 63 regular battalions. Are we over our limit? Ooh, right, we got a lot of infrastructure in here. Does each one of these use infrastructure? I don't think they do. We are having a bit of a... Well, actually, we've got 29 in here. I'm just going to reduce that to 25 at least, so that's within the... sort of limit. How much do we have here? We've got 24. And over here we've got another 24. So total that is still way too much barracks. We'll be getting a lot of troops, that's for sure. I got 1 battalion in reserve. Government, so paper is expensive. Market access is a bit limited. Tax capacity is a bit limited. States in turmoil. So... Ethiopia and Somaliland is in turmoil. I suppose what we should do is we could probably upgrade the paper mill. We've got still a decent bit of construction going. We'll get the tooling workshop upgraded soon, hopefully. And that's going to allow us to get more tools. And actually, how are we in terms of the tool? We've got a deficit of about 10. Most of that is furniture manufacturing and logging camps using, so it's probably actually more than that in the total use. Can't do any tree cutting over here in Ethiopia and Somaliland. But I'm hoping that we can get some mining going on in there. Because, oh wow, and we've got 1.3 million radicals, almost 1.4. Oh, diplomatic tour. Okay, well, influence, or... I don't want to give the landowners more strength. So we'll just take the extra influence. That's probably going to be the better option. So we've got really good relations with Great Britain right now. I actually do wonder, what can we do in terms of... They got quite a bit of infamy. Alright. They are infamous. I can't ask much from them. No, right, since we got isolation, we can't do much in there. Protectorate is something that we could... Oh, Great Britain is not at peace. Who are they fighting against? Just out of curiosity, can we have a look at that? They've got a war against Ashanti. And then they've got active diplomatic play. Oh, Prussia is starting to expand here. Yeah, they're slowly combining all of Germany, I suppose. And it looks like the fish price is going down even further. So I'm guessing fish is also just a basic food for the lower people, and then, yeah, it's basic food. Alright. Well, it seems like at least food needs are being met, more or less. At least to some degree. Clothing is... Well, price is going up on clothing and fish. Clothes price is still pretty massive. How much do we have a deficit of clothing? We need a lot more furniture. Do we have a lot of wood extra? No, actually we don't have that much anymore. So we started using a lot more of it. Low market access is still a bit of a problem. We could, technically speaking, I mean, is this one of the ones that is... No, that's full. This one's not. Do we have the... Yeah, we got the road maintenance already in there. Once we get incorporated state in here, that's going to increase the amount of infrastructure by another 25%, which would get us to over 50, so that would be meeting their needs for the most part. The taxation capacity, on the other hand, is not great. Ethiopian... Oh, furniture prices going up again. That's another thing that we should probably do, is start upgrading the furniture manufacturing even further. So... Oh, actually, it's down here, isn't it? Yeah, the paper mills are being upgraded over time. Furniture manufacturing will just get a new level for that, and hopefully it's going to be meeting our needs. Especially just, like, we won't be making a massive amount of cash, perhaps, from them, but at least it will allow the population to increase their standard of living a little bit, which means a lot less radicals, and also a bit more loyalist, although we don't have a lot of them. A matter of security. The proposal to pass the Guaranteed Liberties Law, members of the government have voiced their concerns about it compromising national internal security. So it's either minus 10% success chance or minus 5% bureaucracy while it's being enacted, but that's 15% extra chance of succeeding. And we still have a little bit extra bureaucracy, so I think that was actually a good choice. No change in the market prices this month. And we are full, or maxed out on our relations with Great Britain. Now, one thing that I suppose I could... Ooh, also has something that we still didn't conquer fully, did we? We still have a truce with them until April 1849, so we can't realistically speaking declare war on them. Rosengal, do you have a truce with you? No, we don't. So that would be something that we could go and start conquering. Although, let's before we do that, let's double check that the troops that we have are... seem to be mostly full strength. These are not. But like the first army over here on the list, which is the defensive strategist to be fair, but he's got a good units overall, so we could probably start conquering some more of Somaliland in here. Let's just go ahead and start the diplomatic play then. They might have some help arriving, but I don't think there's going to be too much. If it's going to be these three nations, then I can easily conquer all of them. Right, so who was it? It was the first one on the list, wasn't it? So you mobilize, go on the attack over there. So bureaucratic shortfall is still quite significant. Is that going to be... hold on a minute, this one. That's Liberties, so the Home Affairs Institution investment is going to increase a little bit. Have they managed to get any friends yet? Not yet. I mean, they just started getting the chance to even do that. They are worried, and there's probably not that many options to invite into the war. Oh, they got a friend. Right, which one is the next highest in terms of troop condition? Probably you. So I'm going to mobilize you to fight on that front. If they bring in another one... Oh, right, and actually, add a war goal. Conquer state, Argentine. Are they bringing in another one? They could still bring in Galedi, I suppose. Or Alsa, although I don't think Alsa would dare join in this. Because they know that I would just conquer them. They have basically no troops whatsoever. So no, they haven't brought in anyone else yet. There's only the two of them against me. I suppose we could see it over there as well. We got a pretty good amount of money. I mean, the cash reserves are now at 1 million. And it could even be higher. The domestic... gross domestic product is almost 6 million by now. So we started increasing our economy quite nicely, I would say. There's still a little bit of room for, or quite a bit of room for improvement, but we haven't started industrializing all that much. It's just basically the basic goods for the time being. Until we can start accessing the other markets, it's not necessarily going to be all that much worthwhile. I mean, some of them are going to be good. Right, that's going to be all of them? I can't add in any more war goals, can I? No, there's nothing to add there. And I don't think these two are going to... Right, Galedi and Egypt. Egypt doesn't have interest in attacking me. We've got really good relations with them. And I don't really need to invite them into these wars. I can easily defeat these on my own. So this is going to be probably a very quick war overall. And we can increase the amount of territory we have in Somaliland. Also, it's going to increase a lot of the productions in there. So we can maybe start reducing some of the plantations again. Like over here we got very little employment on the tea plantation. And also for the livestock ranch... doesn't have enough, so I'm going to reduce that. The millet farm, high clergymen. Oh, right, let's just reduce that. So we'll reduce some of these. We'll keep a bit of barracks in here, I suppose. We'll have the port, although it's not going to be doing all that much yet. So that is at least, hopefully, helping us. To arms! We are advancing on both fronts. We got another army over here that could be helping, but I don't think we need to. We can just let them sort of not take attrition and all that, which would be preferable. And there we go, we got our first battles. Let's zoom in to see what's going on there. So we got 3 versus 2. We are winning that. We got pretty decent attack, and over here we are winning as well. Not quite as quickly, but this is going to be a decent addition to our collection of lands. Oh, an international trade has been unlocked. Does that actually unlock any... Well, I suppose we can't do a different laws right now. But I suspect that that might unlock some of these laws. Oh, right, not part of our law, so we need to have someone else in charge to be able to unlock those. An economic system. We could get the... Oh, right, we need to get a romanticism to get the agrarianism. At least that would allow us to sort of start getting a little bit more of investments going. Because right now we have lower tax capacity and bureaucracy population cost goes down. So we need less administration buildings, but at the same time the tax capacity going down isn't great. Actually, how much are we over our tax limit over here? Ooh, that's minus 63%, minus 41%. At least in the capital we're doing fine. Everywhere else, not so much. I suppose the capital is actually the lowest population as well, so they need a lot less, and they have the most. That kind of makes sense. There's level 2 urban center, but we can't do much in here yet. Once we get a class production, we can start upgrading. Well, I suppose we get the... What was it? Urban planning is what we need. But then with class, we can do more of services in here. They need more clerks, to be fair. Oh, hold on a minute. One thing that we could do. We got the money. I'm going to get a university. It's going to require some paper, possibly. Yeah, it will require some paper, which we are increasing. Oh, speaking of which, how long have we had this? No, I think we just got it. International trade, wasn't it? International relations is something that we could do. Would lead to colonization. Stock exchange would allow us to... Oh, trade routes. Okay, urban planning is almost here already. We could take the romanticism for the extra prestige. Medical degrees for the health system. Democracy could be useful. Or if we go for the military stuff, we could unlock the artillery. Or admiralty. Or in the production, there's of course a lot of things as well. Like the atmospheric engine is going to allow the mines to produce more at the cost of coal. Which we don't produce yet, so that's a bit of a problem. Crystal class, fractional distillation, so that's more alcohol through food production or food industries. And the cannoneers would be another production method. That is... Most of these are level 2 though. I mean, suppose the intensive agriculture would be quite useful. I'm going to go for that one. Speed it up even further, so it's going to be 10 to 16 months. It looks like we are doing fairly good in the north. In the middle, we still haven't won, or in the south, I suppose I could say. We haven't quite won the combat yet. There's been a lot of casualties in that fight. My goodness. Well, still got a population of 7 million, so I'm not too worried about that. The radicals, on the other hand, well, they might be going up a little bit right now. But yeah, there's just got a little bit of land over there, and then they shall fall. And we did manage to take a large chunk of land there in the middle of the Majeritine as well. Ooh, grain prices going up a little bit, alright. 33 weeks for the iron mine. Do we have population in here? We've got a little bit unemployment. Or unemployed, but not massive amounts. We're going to take a lot of time to incorporate the state. Diplomatic play. In Sunj. What's this about? Congo Zanzibar? Languedoc Treaty Port. Alright, and then ban slavery in Oman and conquer Oman. Okay. I don't know who's going to win this, actually. And that's going to be interesting to see. Right, so our Somaliland conquest is soon going to be done, at least in the north. Oh, we still need one more combat there. And over here we've got 12 versus 1. I wonder who's going to win. We have lost a decent bit of troops there, though. Opposition members put forth demand. Okay. Enactment success chance. Intelligence group approval goes down. Compromises tool of weight. No, I think we are going to compromise a little bit to get the enactment chance a little bit higher, because that's going to unlock a little bit more bureaucracy from us. And there's going to be the final combat of Rosengali, and then we got 68 units against this 10 in here. Oh, we could actually move one of these, for example you, to advance on the other front there already. So clear that pocket. I'm pretty sure that that one, war support is going down. Yeah, it's going down rather quickly in there, so we'll be able to get that all into our control soon. Over here, even though we are attacking with half the men, we're still pushing forward. Do we really have that much better? I don't think we have that much better troops, quite frankly, but I suppose we have a little bit better. But yes, once we get the iron production going, we should probably start thinking about getting the small arms production. So industry, arms industries, it's going to take some iron and hardwood. Produce 25 of the... Oh right, I wanted to get that in Gondor, didn't I? Although that might not have the infrastructure in there, does it? It does have now, because it's being incorporated as a state. So that means actually bureaucracy isn't too bad. For incorporated states, 7.01 million pops in incorporated states, so that's 140 admin that we need for that. Okay, yeah, that is going to be a victory soon. And we cleared out all of this now. Oh, we didn't take a look at the market prices in time. So we've got 50,000 loyalists. It's started going up a little bit in the past year, but it's now started going slightly down. French British rivalry declared. Alright, I'm not entirely surprised by that. I could still... Well, neither side has decided to offer me anything for joining this. Not that I necessarily would. I'm just going to declare neutrality in there. Capitulation, Varsangali has been annexed. And is that now a bit of a... Ooh, the infrastructure using 20 out of 6. Alright, so the market access is very small because the infrastructure is just basically not there. We could maybe reduce some of the fisheries, although... Yeah, they're currently hiring. We'll reduce that to 3. But they'll probably have enough. There's 3 peasants freed right now. We can maybe reduce the millet production and tea production. And maybe the coffee production as well, because we don't use a lot of coffee. And then the barracks is probably fine. We've got 2 ports. We would have up to 3 levels of ports. So we've got the port over here. Not necessarily the best, but it'll do. And we are going to get this conquered very shortly. There's just they're basically surrounded. They got war support of minus 40... Well, minus 58 now, and they're losing about 12.7 per week. So it's going down rather rapidly. Did that increase the cost of the incorporation, though? Don't think it did. No, I think it's just a matter of, like, it's basically using the incorporated states stuff in there already. Oh, we have no armies anywhere. And there we go, Somaliland has been conquered. So building up the mine now. Is there... There is now some unemployed, at least. So that's good. There's not too much fishing, I hope. Livestock ranches, there might be a bit too many. But I'll be okay with that. Did we get the intensive agriculture? That's going to be done... Well, soon enough, I hope. Because that's going to be allowing us to get some fertilizer. How is the goods need? So we need a lot more grain. We need a lot more furniture and clothing. And tobacco as well, apparently. I didn't realize that we're spending that much tobacco. Well, do we have a lot of room over here for tobacco, perhaps? We probably do. Let's increase that. There is the infrastructure over here. Ooh, we are actually over our infrastructure limit in here. Okay, so perhaps we won't increase it in there after all. Do we have enough infrastructure in here? We do. So over here, I suppose we could get a tobacco plantation upgraded. It might not be enough as throughput. So we got iron mine underway, we got another paper mill, furniture manufacturer, university, arms industries, and the tobacco plantations. That's going to be a lot of production or construction going on. And we still got one more area over here that we could capture in Somaliland, which might be worthwhile. So we have the establish a university. We'll time out in 9 years. You know what? We'll put that in there. We need to have a university level 2. Occupancy of 90% or higher. Urban planning unlocked. So that's more infrastructure from population. Max infrastructure from population is going to be 50. And then construction section max level is +5. So does that mean that we actually have more infrastructure in here now? Yeah, that's 66 over there. And 53 over here. Okay, so we can easily start increasing the constructions in here. Well, we were building the arms industries already. And then after that there's, well, sugar plantation is just not worthwhile right now, I suppose. Oh, and paper price is going down. Clothing price is going up, fish price is going down, and furniture price is going down. Alright, so they're sort of switching around what they're buying. We've got 1.6 million radicals. It has actually gone down a little bit, but not a lot. Currency standards spreading. Ooh, hold on a minute. That is a... Well, it's an economic tech over here, so it's society. Currency standards. So, unlocks per capita taxation. Ooh, leasing banking. The banking is going to increase our minting and loan interest rates. Now, we don't have any loans yet. Of course, we don't have particularly or massive expenditures either. Now, I do wonder, we are still on the low taxation as well. But once we start getting the production for the armament, we might start reducing the barracks a little bit. Oh, guaranteed liberties, finally. Alright, let's have a look at the other laws that we could maybe pass. There's a police force, the legal guardianship system. I don't think we can necessarily get rid of that one yet. Guaranteed liberties, so that increase. Oh, we are way over our bureaucracy limit here. Okay. And there's not much in here that we can really change with our current government. We could, of course, change the government if need be. And we got marginalized industrialists, petite bourgeoisie, and trade unions. Because they just don't have enough influence. We might start reducing the intelligence's influence at some point, although bolstering them further is probably not bad. And the Home Affairs being at level 1 is at least useful. But I see that we might actually need more the government administration now. And I'm suspecting that if we, well, that might not increase the infrastructure there. Plus there's not enough workers. We'll go for Gondar. We can maybe start urbanizing that a little bit more. There's already 3 urban centers in there. Do those actually, well, they increase the services in there, but they don't actually increase the infrastructure as such. But we do have the road maintenance there increased by 25%, and free from the base value. Okay, so it's not too bad. Over here we still got, well, tax collection is still terrible. We got 3 urban centers. How is the resource situation now? So we still need a lot of grain, but once we get the farming upgrades going, then that's going to help a lot. Do we have a lot of extra tools? We got a little bit extra tools. Nothing massive, but that might be just enough to get us started with some of the upgrades there. And then, of course, we're going to later on upgrade the tools manufacturer even further. So that's not the end of the world. The mine is going to be done in 7 weeks, so that allows us to get some iron. And what's the next thing? It's the paper mill. The arms industry is pretty far away. And how much is the arms industry again using? It uses... oh, well, that's not going to be showing it accurately. So the arms industry uses 10 iron for each level. At least from the get-go. Eventually it will probably get even higher. But that iron we could probably use for something else. I don't know if there's a lot of things that we need right now. Oh, dry docks are unlocked. We don't have... We'll probably need to use Somaliland as a shipyard area, so we can start building our own clippers eventually. And then we can start using our ports for a bit more efficiency in terms of convoys. Admiralty is spreading, alright. And the meat price is dropping, alright. That's not as good. But I'll take it. Because now the paper mills is going to be done in, well, in a while, 51 weeks, or about a year. Let's have a look at a little bit. So the radicals are starting to go down a little bit. The living standards aren't particularly great, though. But I'm hoping that we can start increasing it a little bit. I mean, I suppose, we don't have any laws being passed, do we? If we were to ban the slavery, it's going to be very unlikely to succeed. Ooh, yeah, no, the landowners would hate that. So I don't think we can deal with that. What about the serfdom abolished? Would that be too bad for the landowners? That's -10, so they would hate us again. At least to some degree. They would at least give it the negative effect from that. We could switch away from the... Oh, wait, no, it's not the professional army that we could get. National militia, I mean... armed forces political strength would go down. Barracks max level would be 5, so that would reduce our army to like 20 regulars. A lot of conscripts, but not a lot of regulars. At the same time, that might be just what we need. Because that would reduce the sort of amount of units that we need to upgrade into line infantry drastically. We could even maybe get rid of one of the generals at that point. But let's actually have a look. What do we... So states in turmoil, Somaliland is in turmoil. Tax capacity is... Ooh, yeah, Gondar needs a lot more tax capacity. Expensive government goods, so the paper is rather expensive. I'm sort of tempted to go to national militia, but that might weaken us too much right now, so perhaps not yet. But there's just not a lot of laws that we can realistically change in here without angering our, well, primary power in here. But technically speaking, if we form a government without the landowners, well, actually, no, we can't really do that because our leader is, of course, part of the landowners. What we might do, though, is actually, if we were to do a diplomatic play in here, Conquer State, there's France, Egypt, and Ulster that might join there. But I think France is already fighting against Britain somewhere, maybe? I don't know if they are, actually. I know that they were... Oh yeah, there's fighting going in here. Wait, why is... Oh, so France has started occupying some USA lands in there, as well as Great Britain and the colonies in Africa. Alright, so they are busy. I don't think they'll be joining. So, Conquer Galetti, that's only 9 regiments. Egypt is probably not going to be joining on either side. So we should be fine in there, and what we can do is we can just take this big one, mobilize, advance front. It's only 5 enemies, but we can sort of fully annex this entire state. And, well, it's probably going to increase the radicals, and, oh my goodness, the bureaucracy is just terrible right now. No, we are the amount of, okay, I'm almost tempted to remove the police. That does mean that the thermal effects are going to be larger, but at the same time, we need to remove some of these things. Right now, we can't afford them. I don't know how quickly we'll actually get that, but hopefully soon enough. Rule fork activated. Oh, honest work. Okay, so that means more production. Does that also mean more... Oh yeah, grain production is now pretty decent again. So the price has dropped. If we have a look at the total market prices, so furniture and clothing is the ones that we needed the most. And liquor we'll probably need quite a bit as well, so we might want to get some grocery production started soon. Maybe not quite yet, but once we... Well, I mean, we are building as much as we can, really. I mean, we could increase the construction sector a little bit, but at least right now it would be probably quite a terrible idea. Do we have a lot of wood? Not really. We're not short too much, though. But we don't have a massive amount. Of course, with the paper mill, that's going to increase the consumption a decent bit. We might increase the logging camps in here. We're going to reduce the peasant numbers in there. Although we probably still use... Actually, does it use slaves? Yeah, it probably does. Yep, that's a lot of slaves. So actually, building those might not increase the standard of living all that much right now. Until we can remove the slavery. Right, so no one has entered this. Yeah, and there's already some nations that have decided to declare neutrality, including France. They go war reparations as they go. I don't think they'll get them. Now, with the armies activated and all that, we are spending quite a bit of money on wages. Then the construction is costing us 3,600. We'll probably speed up a little bit because the war is about to happen. It's going to be a short war, and after that we are going to have to end the episode. But we're not there yet. Because that is also going to increase the bureaucracy. I mean, oh, right, because we did conquer these lands. War has broken out. We got 25 versus their 7. 4 versus 4. They do actually have higher defense than our attack is. Well, I suppose we haven't still really activated any of the increases in anywhere. Livestock ranch is fully employed in Somaliland. Alright. Well, that's good for us. And the intensive agriculture is done in 1 to 2 weeks. Oh. We actually won that combat. I was a bit surprised. And there we go. Intensive agriculture researched. Stock exchange could be useful to unlock some things. Law enforcement could be useful, or we could go for the artillery finally. Well, in productions there's of course a few other things as well. Canneries, atmospheric engine, plasmid process, mechanical tools. That would actually allow the furniture manufacturers to work more. Although I remember that might be for the luxury stuff mostly. The slaughterhouse, but at the same time mechanical tools is probably not the worst, although artillery is only 5,000 innovation, so if we get that, that's going to allow us to start building artillery as well. Once we get the arms manufacturing going, which we don't have yet, but it would be useful to have some. But once we conquer Somaliland, we'll start reducing the amount of military or barracks that we have, probably like 20 on each 3 of these, and then probably just 5 on the Somaliland, if there's even that much. If there's nothing in there, then that's fine. Or like if there's only less than 5, then we'll just probably reduce that all the way to 5. And reduce the amount of battalions that we... Oh! Public address goes already. Right, Oh, that's from rural folk. Alright, Okay, so basically there's no chance of getting this one. So we'll just remove that. Do we have any... So in government we have intelligentsia and landowners. If we start bringing more people, I actually wonder if we bring that, that's going to reduce the... Perhaps we could drop the rural folk out and just have the church there again. That does increase the... Oh, are we still... Oh, right. Stop bolstering. Oh, we could do some more budgetal stuff over here. For example, some more consumption taxes. Ooh, clothing tax would be massive. Or fabric. I mean, I don't know if we need... How is the fabric production right now? Oh, we got a lot of extra. Okay, so we don't actually... I mean, supposedly if we do tax that, then yeah, we'd get a lot more money. But at the same time, if we don't tax it, then they'll actually buy more of that. So we could maybe... What was it that they use it for? Simple clothing for wealth 1 to 14. And heating. Well, I suppose, yeah, warmer clothes and that sort of stuff. Yeah, makes sense. And then clothing itself is used... Simple clothing 1 to 14 and... Standard clothing for 10 to 39. Alright, I believe it goes up to 100. I've not gotten there yet. I don't think we necessarily need more taxes right now. We'll start reducing the military expenditure soon. Well, I say to reduce it, but it's probably going to be increasing regardless. Yeah, that one's going down. Oh, and I suppose we got a lot of troops here. Well, we can keep the battle going over here. I mean, they are already minus 12. They are going to be losing the war support rather rapidly. Go on speed 5 just to get through this war. Because it's not going to be that much effort in here. There we go. That one's done. And then it's just the remaining pocket here. And then we've conquered all of Somaliland. And then we've got basically almost... Well, actually, there's still also that we need to conquer. And that's going to be another area that we can produce metals in. Or iron, to be more precise. Okay, so we conquered Somaliland. So now we own the entire state. How bad is the infrastructure? Ooh, boy. Yeah, the infrastructure use is very small in there. We do have a population of 800,000, but that might not be enough giving us the... It's unincorporated state. We do get 20 from the... Oh, right, okay. Let's have a look at the building. So we got 1 iron mine, but of course, since we don't use iron on anything yet, it's not going to be all that useful. The tea plantations we can start reducing quite a bit, most likely. We don't have a lot of workforce available right now. Coffee plantations we can reduce a little bit. And livestock we can probably reduce a little bit. It might increase our radicals numbers quite a bit, though. So we've got 5 barracks there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through the... Actually, I'm probably going to do that off camera, because we are indeed out of time. So, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, bye-bye.